She believed she was a vampire. She believed death could not touch her family. But on a train bound for survival, Rabuska learned the truth. Sometimes the dead you cling to are shadows, and sometimes you are the illusion. Rabuska was born on the Balkan Peninsula into an Arcanist family capable of manipulating shadows. From childhood, she grew up listening to her parents' stories, tales of vampires, eternal souls, and beings who never truly die. Those stories shaped her belief in a simple, comforting truth. A vampire's soul is eternal, and vampires do not perish. To Rabuska, death was not an ending, it was merely a separation. As long as she herself lived as a vampire, then her family must still exist somewhere beyond sight, lingering in shadow. Holding tightly to that belief, she embraced the identity completely. From that moment, the wandering figure known as Rabuska I began her journey. Grief followed her everywhere, but Rabuska refused to grieve like an ordinary person. With her flutes and her mastery over shadows, she learned to summon the silhouettes of her deceased family members. These figures were not truly alive, yet they were not empty illusions either. They were shaped by memory, longing, and magic. Their silent presence gave her comfort, easing the loneliness of her endless travels. As Rabuska wandered, she encountered countless civilians mourning their own losses. War, disaster, and the storm had torn families apart across the land. Seeing their pain reflected her own, she chose to share her gift. Through the sound of her flute, Rabuska began to create shadowy spirits of the dead, granting people a brief reunion. These moments never lasted long, but for those few seconds, grief softened, and memories felt real again. In appearance, Rabuska seemed to embody the perfect vampire. Her skin was pale, nearly translucent. Sharp fangs flashed between casual laughter, and her crimson eyes glowed with something unsettling: hunger, madness, or perhaps sorrow too deep to name. She never hid what she was. She would lick blood from her fingertips before a crowd, smiling openly, while sunlight made her weep rather than burn. Clever and quick-witted, Rabuska survived through sharp instincts and uncanny luck. She always slipped away just before capture, like a shadow that could never be held. In a chaotic world, she believed survival was proof enough of her nature. Failure was never something she allowed herself to imagine. The Danube Dawn, once a luxurious train for nobles and socialites, is now known as an ark to outrun death, with tickets of immense value. By chance, Rabuska secures a seat and becomes the temporary assistant to the Foundation investigator, Semmelweis. Together, they board the train, unaware that its journey will lead them directly into a night of the dead.